These massive vertical landscapes represent the domain of the modern engineer. In university, engineering is taught as a series of isolated, theoretical problems, but entering the profession requires a transition into massive, structured organizations where the rules of engagement change. You leave behind the quiet, controlled environment of a classroom for a multi-layered reality, a web of steel, concrete, and heavy machinery, where your technical design must survive the complexities of a live site. To understand the pressures within these environments, we have to look at the financial stakes of the Malaysian market. This chart shows the latest revenue for the top 10 construction firms in the country. Notice the extreme scale at the top end. With YTL Corporation generating nearly $6.9 billion and Gamuda at $3.5 billion, engineers are clearly operating within multi-billion-dollar corporate ecosystems. When dealing with these financial magnitudes, technical proficiency is the baseline expectation. It is rarely the factor that determines if a project succeeds or fails. An engineer's technical output is entirely swallowed by the corporate ecosystem. The organization ultimately dictates how and if that technical work is implemented. The most critical moments on a project rarely happen on the scaffolding. They happen here, where overarching project decisions are finalized. Structured organizational hierarchies directly influence and sometimes distort purely technical engineering judgments. Safety and quality are not strictly mathematical outputs. They are byproducts of the firm's internal culture and how it handles technical dissent. Failing to understand this organizational context leaves an engineer vulnerable to ethical traps that calculations alone cannot solve. Ethical engineering depends on an individual's ability to navigate and survive these complex corporate hierarchies while maintaining their technical integrity. The process begins with the isolated technical design. A public sector organization evaluates this work based on its mandate to provide essential citizen services. Conversely, a private sector firm is driven by efficiency and the need to remain profitable in a competitive market. Modern engineering involves more than drafting. A firm functions through interconnected departments: project planning, feasibility studies, quality control, and risk management. A single technical blueprint must pass through and be approved by each of these disparate functional nodes. Each node represents a different department with its own priorities, one focused on the budget, another on the timeline, and another on safety and liability. The intersection of these competing priorities is the primary source of professional friction in an engineering firm. The firm functions as an interconnected machine. Isolated